Adam, a man trapped in a dull and repetitive routine, discovers an old hidden tunnel beneath his house. Driven by curiosity, he ventures inside expecting forgotten treasures or historical secrets. Instead, he encounters a distorted reflection of himself, a twisted version that begins to manipulate his reality and life, threatening to unravel everything he knows. A psychological mystery story that steadily escalates, revealing a deep and unsettling inner conflict. In Adam's world, days were indistinguishable, repeating like a faded echo of a life he could no longer remember when it began. Wake up, coffee, work, return, a closed loop of routine slowly devouring his soul, leaving his eyes hollow like an abandoned house. The old house he inherited from his grandfather mirrored his inner state. Peeling walls, worn-out furniture, and the heavy echo of loneliness fill in every corner. But in the basement, where shadows grew deeper, there was something unusual, a strange damp stain, an anomaly in the canvas of monotony. A simple attempt to fix it revealed a secret older than the house itself. Beneath the decaying wooden planks, a small opening emerged, breathing with pitch-black darkness. Curiosity, laced with an unnamed fear, pulled him toward the unknown. What was hiding in the depths? Armed with a flashlight and fragile courage, Adam crawled into the heart of the darkness. The deeper he went, the more it felt as if the house itself was swallowing him, dragging him toward the depths of its forgotten secrets. His rapid breathing became the only sound breaking the suffocating silence. The tunnel, a narrow earthen passage, carried the scent of dampness and ancient time. The weak beam of the flashlight revealed strange carvings etched into the walls, primitive symbols like whispers from a distant past. Every step drew him closer to a truth he was not prepared to face. At the end of the tunnel stood a small chamber. At its center, a stone statue. Not just any statue, but a distorted, grotesque face staring back at him with hollow eyes. It was his face, a horrifying reflection of himself, twisted into something evil. Shock and terror froze in his veins. What was this entity that shared his features? Adam returned to his house, but he was no longer the same man. The image of the statue, that twisted reflection, had carved itself deep into his mind. In every corner, in every shadow, he saw his other face staring back at him, reminding him of the secret he had uncovered. The boundaries between reality and illusion began to dissolve. Objects moved on their own. Faint whispers echoed through the rooms. Was he losing his mind? Or had something from the depths of the tunnel followed him into his world? He could not resist. He returned to the tunnel, to the statue. This time, the statue's eyes seemed more alive, its smile more malicious. It was no longer mere stone, but a living entity, watching him, manipulating him, and taking pleasure in his suffering. Adam's life, once defined by routine, had become absolute chaos. His job, his friendships, even his relationship with Sarah, everything was collapsing. Mistakes he never made, accusations he could not understand. His world was breaking apart, piece by piece. The statue was no longer confined to the tunnel. It was everywhere in his reflection, on the television screen, in the eyes of strangers. Adam began to realize that this entity was not merely stone, but a manifestation of his despair, feeding on his weakness and growing stronger with every disappointment. Worse still, the statue began to manipulate his memory. Messages he had written, photos he had taken, yet he remembered none of them. Who was Adam? What was his truth? The boundaries between his past and present between reality and hallucination, blurred into a consuming fog, threatening to swallow him in endless madness. In a desperate attempt to survive, Adam searched for answers in the depths of libraries and the labyrinths of the internet, but found nothing. No record of the tunnel, no trace of the statue. The more he searched, the more isolated he felt, as if this nightmare belonged to him alone. Sarah, I swear something is happening. The statue, it's changing everything. Adam, you need help. This pressure is affecting you. Let me take you to a doctor. No, the problem isn't in my head. It's real. In a moment of despair, Adam discovered his grandfather's old journals. Between their brittle pages, he found a story that mirrored his own. His grandfather had also confronted the shadow, the entity dwelling beneath the house. But the ending was tragic. Was Adam doomed to the same fate? There was no escape left. This time, Adam was not searching for answers, he was searching for an ending. He returned to the tunnel, to the source of his nightmare, determined to destroy the statue. But the tunnel felt longer, deeper, and the statue greeted him with a sinister smile, as if welcoming its sacrifice. His tools were useless. The statue remained untouched. Instead, it began to whisper not aloud, but deep within Adam's mind. It reminded him of his deepest fears, his doubts, his failures, his loneliness. Every word was a wound, pushing him closer to collapse. At the lowest point of despair, Adam realized the horrifying truth. The statue was not an external entity, it was himself, a manifestation of his inner darkness, his despair, his doubts. He did not need to destroy the statue. He needed to confront himself. He closed his eyes and plunged into the depths of his own soul, facing the darkness that had been hiding within him. And with every moment of confrontation, the statue began to crack, to fade, until it vanished completely. Adam woke up. The tunnel was gone, and the house had returned to normal, but Adam himself was no longer the same. The emptiness that once filled his eyes had been replaced with hope. His exhausted features softened into a new smile. He had returned stronger, wiser. The secret tunnel was never merely a passage beneath the ground. It was a journey into the depths of the self. And what emerged from it was not an external entity, but a reflection of the darkness that lives within us all. When Adam confronted his shadow, the tunnel did not just change his life, it changed Adam himself forever. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more gripping tales.